When last we journeyed together. Nice music. I can't move. The past was... I can turn around. The past was behind her. Oh, I can move.
In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Oh. That's interesting. And now we embark again.
Okay, this one is
Porn
tough.
stars die
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. Nice furniture. A well out there. Can't turn the light off. Oh. Door in the wall. Ooh. I very much like that. Gives me kind of a late 60s into the 70s sort of vibe. Find this in a hippie place. I like it. Ooh. Same asset of picture again there. And there's the wall again. Anything up there? Guess not. What? We're in the well?
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just
our
walk
door's
to the
gone
end of a
too.
hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay. Hello? It feels like the stuff's already here. Alright, what furniture ought to go in the center of the room? How about a TV with surround sound? A refrigerator? Is that spelled correctly? Put a giant hole. Yeah, put a giant hole in the ground. Or a table. That's fine. Okay, now, what about along the wall of the room? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. Horsey painting, please. Or 2 sofas. I think we should light up the room a bit. Let's put in live Tesla coils in each corner. Yeah. Don't think what I'm saying is actually having an impact. And a table. We need a table. We got a table right here. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. Tables were invented in 1935. I think it was a bit earlier than that. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? Okay, don't answer me. That's...
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just
really
weird
cool.
for weirdness' sake.
I don't know that you could say that. And that's just your interpretation, narrator person.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different
I
direction.
wanted to keep exploring a little bit. Hello, please walk forward. I don't want to walk forward. Mainly because you're telling me to. Guess I have to. Alright, fine then. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. Alright. There's 3 dots again. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click on it slightly. What if I click on these dots? Nothing? No. Photo frame. Okay. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then back on. Alright. Go to the left side sofa and move it over a little. Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Alrighty. See, it was table photo frame, lamp, sofa, shelves. I think. Hopefully that's right.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Okay.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea.
It's kind of inside the well.
Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work.
I don't know.
And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
When you're through.
Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something.
Okay.
And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
All right. Don't know how that makes sense, but I guess we'll find out. Hedgerows. There's a lamppost again. What is that beside of it? It's kind of like a phone booth from here. Don't see many of those nowadays. Invisible walls. It is a phone booth. Hello? Oh, guess we're locked in. The doctor? Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. Okay, I get then how it's related to the prison game. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too?
It's a conversation.
Yeah.
And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Actually, I'm already forgetting what being in the prison was like. Really? How long has it been since you got out? Years. Like I've been standing right here working up the nerve to call you. Years? I haven't been here for years, I don't think. This is really hard to admit, but I was afraid to make this call. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? Yes, I did get a call. That's how I escaped. What did they tell you? What did you have to do to get out? All they told me was to be sincere. What? That freed you? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Trust me, I'm you. Sincere about what? It's exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape. The end.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it would.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
I don't know. We out in the snow? We got zigzaggy
To me, this
footprints here.
environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
I'm gonna go in the house. So, quite a big graphical upgrade from the previous games. Table looks beautiful. Well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself. And not miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games,
Yep.
including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
I'm looking for a photo frame. This feels like I'm supposed to use my prison escaping skills to figure this out, but I guess I'll do the conversation here. Are we cleaning this whole place? That's the story, little one. Hey, I'm not a little one. You're the little one. Oh, don't you worry now. We'll be through this mess in no time. Promise you'll wish there was more. Why don't I finish it up here? In the meantime, could you please clear the table? Sure. Easy enough. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Okay. I think I can go through here. Yeah. Alright. While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? All the little details matter. Love this music. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a kind of calm that rests in the pit of my rib cage. My soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems, which I guess is about all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows on the sofa out there? Sure thing. Can understand that, I suppose. Needing something to just make you feel good. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there. There you go. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Yeah, make it especially cheesy, would ya? Oh, did I offend you? No, it was stupid. Sorry. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Well, I'm already here. Guess so. Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Okay. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? I mean, there's one book. Oh, we straightened the whole shelf. Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear these dishes off the table?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing.
Yeah.
It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Also feels like a metaphor for life. You know, you do the same chores over and over, day after day. You know, throughout your whole life, you eat and then you clean the dishes and so on and so forth, and it just never ends until you end. Are all houses this easy to clean? Darling, let me tell you something. In your lifetime, you're going to clean a lot of houses, and among all of those, a few of them will stick out as truly wonderful, beautiful experiences, and none of them will be the ones that were easy. Just something to think about
really
while you smooth out the rug in the bedroom.
Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Earlier, when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Huh. Don't know why I felt so weird saying that. But there's a bit of truth in it, no? Anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books, would you please clean up the books? Thanks. Sure thing. Just keep going till we unlock more conversation, I guess. Kind of zen doing this, honestly.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Yeah. Question.
But, of
Do you
course,
enjoy
it
this?
can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep
Windows are
moving.
gone.
It's how you stay alive.
I don't know, something feels discordant with that. It felt like it ended too quickly. Like the block-headed person was in the middle of saying something. But here's the lamppost again.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
I don't know. Maybe it's different for each person.
This
Items
one
you
gets
love
a
at
bit
members-only prices. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. Oh, we teleported. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your life? Who do you know that is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful, teleporting all over the room. I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how we do it, but how we do it effortlessly. This is
About
easy.
halfway through the
It is
game,
so
the
easy.
perspective
It is
shifts.
so easy. Being perfect is effortless. Holy crap.
And you play as the teacher.
Uh-huh.
Suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Can't go up through here, though. Is that a black hole? Black hole, sun, won't you come? Okay, so we got to give this lecture. Can't help but notice that some of the options are gray and one is yellow, and the gray ones are not very nice. So are those like the lecturer's inner thoughts? On the way to work, I told an elderly person to start contributing to society. This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? Oh, number 2 is awful. I still love you. It's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. I could really relate to a lot of this. Well, let me tell you right now, if it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. So now the correct one, air quotes there, is at the bottom. Well, okay. If you are torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, you're not doing it right. Wow, I really don't agree with the yellow one there. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? Ooh, I'm developing a cyst. Gross. Wow, all of these are bad. I'm gonna say a gray one. Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. That's really creepy, so I'm gonna say it. Ha ha ha, just kidding. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? What if I'm not a good teacher? Holy shit, you guys, something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you. That is awesome graphic, though.
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
Yeah. I think that's a lesson.
I think about this game a lot these days.
That a lot of people fail to learn until really late in life. That,
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Same picture again. Yeah, once you realize that everybody is messed up in their own way, makes life a lot easier to cope with. I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt that said it's kind of a different topic, but it leads me back to it. Just going on my feelings here. I guess everybody is going to interpret this game differently, but coming from the places I am, I do see the signs of depression and anxiety and whatnot written over this game. And what I was going to say, the quote I was going to tell you is, I believe it was Eleanor Roosevelt said that once you realize how seldom that others think about you, then you'll stop worrying about what they think about you. Something like that. I know I didn't get that completely right. It might have been something to the effect of you'll stop worrying about what others think about you when you realize how seldom they actually do. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. Wow, they got the stage lights done really well. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. Hello, prop. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Okay. Good, stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Wise, happy, focused, successful. This seems to be kind of iterating on what we interpreted the last game as saying. You see somebody else as being perfect, and you don't know their inner struggle or what it took to get them to where they are, or how they feel all the time. I mean, success doesn't buy happiness. Neither does money, for that matter. Sometimes it's all independent of how you actually feel. Hello. Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. Well, it's just getting started, dude. You need to actually converse with her. To be a human being. Do it again. Alright. Wow, all these are awful. I like you. No, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now talk to her again. They bounce when you touch them? Oh, they're like pinball things. All right. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. You're messing it all up again. I don't know. I thought that was pretty good. You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. That's not very personal. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another shot at this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Oh, you're taking my bouncies away. I want to step back from the stage. I want to act. I want to put on a show. Hello, lamppost. I guess this is the end. No? Move further back? Oh. I guess I'll move further back then. This is a long way back through here.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
That made me feel really funny, and I suffer from a lot of that. I definitely have social anxiety, as well as depression, just general anxiety and other things. I don't know, it feels to me like the narrator's putting a little bit too much pressure on Coda. I don't know. Let's just go. Let's keep going. Mobius Trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. I'm not going to close my eyes. I'll just see what's going on here. Blind. What's going on? Captain, what can we do? What's going on? Someone get help. Oh, there's a giant door coming at us. That one a different color? Research? Please someone talk to me. Going to be killed by a giant door? Oh. I suppose so. Okay, so... Alright, we have Whisper again.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Alright. We got a turbo lift here. Truth? Hello? Oh. Guess I didn't get there in time. Gotta go to Truth. The pink block. Hello, Truth. The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest. No, yeah. I can't keep making these. Yes, that's it. That's the truth.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Well, guys, this is hitting really close to home. These sound like things that I've said. It's draining me. Keep going, keep talking. I can't figure out how to say the thing. You're doing it. It's working. You know, there's been times that people have asked me, you know, what it feels like, depression and other things like that, and I've always said the worst part about all of it is that even when you're surrounded by people who claim that they love you and care for you, you feel completely alone, or at least I did. Still do at times. I'm alone. It's not a rational thing. You can know in your mind intellectually how something ought to be, and that what you're feeling,
his games are going to get more desperate
you shouldn't
from here on
feel.
out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
It doesn't matter, because the rational doesn't have any bearing on how you actually feel. You know, I can know in my mind intellectually that there's people that care for me and that want me to be around, but when you're down in the I say down in the dumps, but depression's much worse than that. When you're down and out, it doesn't matter how much you know that. That doesn't change how you feel. Hello? This is pretty. Music doing some funky things there. Hello, is anyone there? Kind of a breathing sound effect. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. Am I talking to a tree? What's wrong? You look lost. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through this game, guys. I'm going to try and keep going here. When I try to create, I feel empty. I don't know if what this game is making me feel is something that I really need to be going through right now. Oh no, what's happened? Did something change? I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me, to start it again. Does it matter which way we go? Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. I need to see it to know why it stopped. I could take you to it, but there's a problem.
Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations. This one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Sometimes you have to just work through it on your own. Sometimes it just feels like you can't stop. Doesn't matter what I say, does it? We're going to end up right there one way or another, right? No, but I can only say deal. I gotcha. That's another thing that rings rather true for me is I think a lot of people that suffer from anxiety problems have the problem that I have of not being able to say no to people, even when we know it's going to be harmful to us. It's one thing that's been the most difficult for me to learn, and I still have issues with it. I always want to make people happy, not to validate myself or anything. It's just
because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Yeah, that's absolutely a fallacy right there. Depression's not caused by being isolated or things like that. It's a disease. It's a chemical imbalance that people really don't understand. As I tried to say before, you could have everything going perfectly for you in your life, have everything, and that doesn't stop depression from getting a hold of you, anxiety or anything like that. To try to sum it up in saying if this or if you that or if you just reached out or whatnot, then you wouldn't have that problem. It's like people trying to tell you to just get over it. It's not that easy. It's not how it works. I've solved this puzzle before. Can you tell me how to do it? First, you have to open the door. Now you have to close the first door. It's got white fog in here now instead of black. Just press this switch here.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way.
That's true.
You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation.
No, but there is self-examination
If all of your anxieties are being
and
channeled
introspection.
into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
You just contradicted yourself, dude. In one breath, you said that, you can't talk yourself out of loneliness. And in the next, you said that, or maybe you didn't contradict yourself, but the truth that holds true for not being able to talk yourself out of loneliness or out of depression or anxiety or whatever, it applies to other things as well. Things and people and whatnot, they're not cures. It's not how all this works. Okay, here we are. I hear somebody sobbing. There's no machine here. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Just speaking for myself, this is something you absolutely do not want to do. It took me a long time to get help, and when I did, it was almost too late. I ended up being hospitalized for quite a long time. And pulling yourself up by your bootstraps is definitely not the answer. Just trying to push on and wear a mask and act like nothing's wrong. You know, you hear the saying, fake it till you make it. That does not work. At least it didn't for me. Alright. Making games is effortless. Oh, that feels wonderful. Yeah, but it wasn't true. Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. It is easy, it never stops being easy. Yes, that's wonderful. Is it though?
Seeing
Keep
this
going.
game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
Yeah, but did you ever just reach out to your friend and just be there as a support? Not as someone trying to fix things, but as someone just to be an ear or a shoulder? Every time I make something, I feel better about myself. Perfect. That feels
Someone
fantastic.
I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
None of this is helping. Patience, you have to trust me. I promise this will work. Please continue. Any sacrifices made for my work are worth it 100% of the time. Yes, more. Keep going.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
There's no shame, no fear, no guilt.